like crazyegg.com to really determine if your website design is working and how we can increase the outcomes that we want. Who else learned something today so far that they want to go back to the dealership and implement? In the back, go ahead.
I wasn't one of the presenters, but someone in our class talked about having a review kiosk as a showroom and having a personal hotspot, so have a unique IP address. I thought that was unique and different. Maybe it would help some of the people waiting for service. Rather than having an iPad, as the lady said, they dressed up the kiosk, and it really helps reviews and store.
Great. In regards to that idea, if you didn't hear it, the recommendation was to create a kiosk in the store for reviews. If you go to www.ipad-kiosks.com, a number of our clients have used this company to create a sleek, professional kiosk that slips in the iPad. It's great in the service lounge, it's great in the showroom floor, and it's an easy way during a conversation that you have with customers while there's time in both sales and service. Ask, hey, by the way, how was your experience today? It was great, super. Would you mind taking a minute to share it with people online? Well, sure. How do I do that? Hey, come on over to our customer feedback station, and it works out very well. What else did you learn today that you plan to implement when you get back to the dealership? I'm sure there's lots of ideas. Oh, you thought that you have the only idea, right? You don't want to share with anybody. It's that secret. Come on. What else did you hear today that you want to implement back at the dealership? I can wait all night.
Pick somebody, Brian.
Oh, go ahead. Okay. Great. So really diving into Google Analytics. The theme of the boot camp has always been to provide actionable items for dealers and their staff to go back in and implement. And I really feel that today's curriculum and tomorrow's curriculum was really designed to do exactly that. Go ahead. Oh, you're just waving. You don't want to stand. Go ahead. Stand up. No, stand up.
No. You can zing them back. You can give them a zinger.
I learned that referral traffic is misleading and about the assisting conversions. So that was a lot of really interesting information I got off the Google Analytics session.
I got a lot of fans in the house. Yes, we're firing the wrong supplier partners. We're firing the wrong supplier partners because we're using the last referral data item that submitted an action, a lead, or a phone call, and not understanding the impact of assisted conversion. So that's a really important thing, even though I did share it. It was very important for dealers to understand that. Anything else? One more person. I'm going to go back to the dealership. I'm going to implement something that I learned today. Oh, Tracy.
Really cool conversion forms, website conversion forms.
Great, website conversion forms. That's extremely important. So, is there anyone here after day one who's feeling a little overwhelmed? Overwhelmed? Like, man, I got a lot to do when I get back. There's some of you who don't even want to raise your hand because that may be an admission of some fault. I was talking to some people after the first workshop session, and they said, Brian, we're overwhelmed. And I said, you're really screwed, because that's just one workshop. You got 5 more to go. Don't get overwhelmed. So the real question is what are we going to do? So those of you who don't know me, I want to give a quick little background. I'm kind of a quiet guy, just coming out at this conference for the first time. So in 2005, I left a traditional marketing company and started PCG. And PCG Digital Marketing was originally focusing on just SEO. So people knew me as the SEO guy. And as our business grew, we added more services, tactical services to help dealers. We also started to see the need for dealer education. So we started to do some workshops, the first boot camp. And then some of my clients came and said, well, Brian, are you in the conference business? Are you in the digital marketing business? We're a little confused. Meaning, honestly, that some of the dealers were saying, well, Brian, how can you focus on my web results, my digital marketing results, if you're busy running conferences? And I took that to heart and made some changes. As PCG grew, we were recognized last year as the 192nd fastest growing private company. And so we really had to structure the company for growth. We were getting more and more awards. The driving sales community is one of the top places, if not the #1 place, for reviews of vendor products. So if you have not been a member of Driving Sales, I really encourage you to come and see our awards. No, I mean to come and be part of a dynamic community. You shouldn't be buying new products without checking the Driving Sales reviews. So what we did is create first-class educators and give the leadership of that company over to Carrie Hemphill. How's Carrie been doing so far at the company? So we have two major events, the DMSC, the Digital Marketing Strategies Conference at the beginning of the year, the Boot Camp, Automotive Boot Camp, and Carrie has told you about some regional events and the new Digital Warrior Academy, just focusing on internet BDC processes. And at the end of last year, we realized that there was a bigger opportunity, and that's what I want to talk to you a little bit about today, is that there are a lot of great leaders, educators, product suppliers, platform providers here today, but there was something missing that we saw. And so at the beginning of this year, we officially launched PCG Consulting to help dealers with strategy and process and developing a